In the glittering yet unforgiving world of Hollywood, where fame can elevate one to godlike status only to cast them down into obscurity with a single misstep, Leonardo DiCaprio finds himself navigating a precarious path. The iconic actor, whose name evokes images of epic romances on doomed ships and intense thrillers that grip audiences worldwide, has reportedly retreated into a shell of seclusion. This isn't a dramatic flair for the cameras or a publicity stunt to drum up interest in his next project. Rather, it's a genuine, deeply felt response to the shadows that lurk in the corners of modern celebrity life. Insiders close to the star whisper that DiCaprio has adopted a lifestyle reminiscent of the reclusive aviation pioneer Howard Hughes, a man whose paranoia and isolation became as legendary as his innovations. For DiCaprio, this withdrawal stems from a profound fear that one ill-timed word, one candid moment captured on a smartphone, could unravel the meticulously woven tapestry of his career. Picture this: a man who has spent decades in the spotlight, charming audiences from his breakout role as a vulnerable teen in This Boy's Life, to his Oscar-winning triumph in The Revenant, now second-guessing every social outing. DiCaprio, at the peak of his professional prowess, has settled into a stable relationship with his girlfriend, Vittoria Soretti, a model whose poised elegance complements his own understated charisma. Yet even in this domestic bliss, the pull of his old ways lingers. He still cherishes those nights out with close friends, the kind of unscripted revelry that once fueled his youthful energy and led to memorable anecdotes shared in interviews. But now those impulses are tempered by caution. He hasn't been doing anything wrong, confides a source intimately familiar with his circle, emphasizing that DiCaprio's behavior remains impeccable. No scandals, no excesses, just the quiet enjoyment of camaraderie. However, the specter of scrutiny has changed everything. In an era where every laugh, every raised glass, can be immortalized and dissected online, DiCaprio harbors a genuine fear of being filmed in a moment of unguarded honesty, only for it to be twisted into something damning. This fear isn't abstract. It's rooted in the harsh realities of what has come to be known as cancel culture, a phenomenon that DiCaprio reportedly hates, with a passion that borders on disdain. Cancel culture, that digital guillotine wielded by public opinion, has felled giants before him. Colleagues whose offhand remarks or past indiscretions were exhumed and weaponized, leading to professional exile. DiCaprio has witnessed friends and peers, actors of similar stature, become pariahs overnight for comments that, in another time, might have been shrugged off as human frailty. The source elaborates with a mix of sympathy and frustration. DiCaprio is now doing everything he can to reduce any risk of falling into such a trap. Imagine the mental gymnastics required. At a lively party surrounded by laughter and clinking glasses, he must constantly monitor his words, ensuring that no story from his storied past, no edgy joke, no unfiltered opinion, strays into territory deemed controversial by the arbiters of woke culture. It's a culture that demands perfection, where nuance is often sacrificed for outrage, and context is the first casualty in the court of social media. This reclusiveness, while self-imposed, carries the weight of genuine paranoia, justified by the dizzying heights of his fame. DiCaprio isn't just any actor. He's a box office behemoth, a name that guarantees seats filled and studios' coffers overflowing. From the sweeping historical drama of Gangs of New York, to the cerebral intensity of Inception, his filmography is a testament to versatility and draw. To be cancelled would not only shatter his personal brand but ripple through an industry that relies on his star power. The Insider points out that DiCaprio is far too valuable to the box office to be cancelled, underscoring how this isolation is as much a business strategy as a personal safeguard. It's about preserving the empire he's built, brick by painstaking brick, over 3 decades. Avoiding scandal isn't mere vanity, it's survival in a landscape where one viral clip can eclipse a lifetime of accolades. Delving deeper into this Howard Hughes-esque existence, one can't help but draw parallels to the tycoon's own descent into isolation. Hughes, once a daring filmmaker and aviator, barricaded himself in darkened hotel suites, haunted by germs and gossip alike. DiCaprio's version is more modern, perhaps a fortified home in the Hollywood Hills, with high walls and trusted security, where the outside world filters in only through curated channels. No more impromptu bar hops or red-eye flights to Vegas for a weekend escape. Instead, intimate dinners with a select few, conversations vetted for safety. This shift marks a poignant evolution for a man who once embodied the free-spirited rebel, cruising through life with a boyish grin and an unapologetic zest for adventure. His environmental activism, his high-profile romances, his refusal to chase franchises in favor of auteur-driven stories, All these choices painted him as an artist above the fray. Yet now, the fray has encroached, forcing him to confront the fragility of that image. What fuels this paranoia? Beyond the abstract threat of cancel culture, there are tangible precedents. Recall the actors who've been sidelined for decades-old tweets or misinterpreted interviews, careers derailed not by malice, but by the relentless churn of online mobs. DiCaprio, ever the observer, has internalized these lessons. He's seen how a single misinterpreted quip can dominate headlines for weeks, spawning think pieces and petitions that drown out artistic merit. In his mind, the risk isn't just reputational, it's existential. To sink into reclusiveness, as the source describes, is to accept the sad impact of this cultural shift, one that strips away the joy of spontaneity. It's the price of immortality in the public eye, eternal vigilance. Yet there's a silver lining in this caution. By retreating, DiCaprio protects not only himself but the work that defines him. His performances, raw, immersive, transformative, thrive on authenticity, but that authenticity now demands a protective cocoon. On the professional horizon, DiCaprio's reclusiveness doesn't signal retreat. It heralds a calculated resurgence. He's slated to dive back into collaborations with cinematic titans, projects that promise to reaffirm his prowess. Martin Scorsese's What Happens at Night, a film shrouded in intrigue and poised to commence production in early 2026, will see DiCaprio once again under the director's masterful gaze. Their partnership, spanning The Departed, The Aviator, and The Wolf of Wall Street, has yielded some of the most electrifying cinema of the past 2 decades. Scorsese's lens, with its unflinching exploration of human darkness, pairs seamlessly with DiCaprio's ability to plumb emotional depths. Imagine the scenes they'll craft, shadowy nocturnal wanderings through urban labyrinths, where DiCaprio's haunted eyes convey volumes unspoken. This film isn't just a return, it's a reclamation, a statement that his artistry endures beyond the noise.